Well, hello there. This is... Excuse me. Well, hello. This is Retro... There's no better. This is Retro Spirits Gaiden, and this is Capcom Fighting Collection on the Nintendo Switch. I don't know what happened to my intro there. Sorry, it was a bit weird, wasn't it? Anyway, with a health warning here, and the Capcom logo in blue and yellow. It's the Street Fighter anniversary, 35th, apparently. Don't know. I'll take their word for it. Here we have some menus, and we have some games. I believe there are 10 games on this cartridge, and we have some options screen. Let's get in there. We've got, we can change the language to English, look. Lovely. I've declined data collection there, which is always worth doing. Don't intend to play online, so we'll get out of there. Fighter awards. Not many in there, is there? Unacquired. Unloved and unacquired. I don't know what any of that stuff is, really. I don't really take notice of things like unlocks and different colours for costumes, because I don't really care about that. I just like playing the games. We've got some museum type stuff here. We've got a lovely rendered picture of the Street Fighter cast. It looks like it's done in acrylics, on paper, or in Photoshop after a sketch. Look at Zangief's lip. Oh, it's massive. Kuma with his non-human face. Ryu with his non-human neck. Yeah, it doesn't bear scrutiny close up, but it looks cool from a distance. Here's the list of games. I'm going to look at each one on this video. As you can see, we've got 5 different versions of Vampire Savior stroke Darkstalkers and Street Fighter Hyper Street Fighter 2, which is the 25th anniversary version, 15th anniversary version. Because I can read, I corrected myself there, you notice, of, yes, because this came out on the PS2 way back when. I did have this on the Xbox as well. Yeah. Anyway, this is all the versions of Street Fighter 2 mashed into one game, and you can pick different versions of characters to fight each other. It's pretty cool. It's still Street Fighter 2 though, so if you play Street Fighter 2, you'll be well at home. So we've got the same roster as you would get from Super Street Fighter 2. I'm going to pick a normal version of Zangief. And we're going to fight Cammy, which is probably not going to be very much fun with Zangief, to be fair. Let's see how it goes. You can see at the bottom of the screen there I've got a 2, which indicates that this is the Street Fighter 2 version of Zangief. Cammy is Super Street Fighter 2 X version. So she'll probably batter me. Although I did get a pile driver on her, so that's unusual in itself. As you can see, graphics are pretty cool. There's loads of filters you can whack on there, with scan lines and stuff. I've turned everything off because I don't like the scan lines on this sort of stuff. So the scan lines don't look bad. They're not terrible. It's just I prefer to see all the pixels. I love them all in my eyes, all the sharp edges poking my retinas. Oh, it's beautiful, painful. Beautiful, painful. Oh, it's deep. Plays quite fluidly. I'm playing with a joystick here. Playing with a Hori style joystick, and this screw pile driver thing, I don't know the exact name of it, the 360 Zangief's move, it's difficult to pull off. Now, Warzard isn't a game that got converted to the home before, and I have never played it outside of this collection. And it's graphically kind of lush. It's mechanically a fighting game, but it's also a single player kind of campaign thing going on, and I'm not sure I'm quite getting on with it at the moment. I don't really know what I'm doing. Like I said, I've got no history with it, and it seems to be like you can level up and do bits and bobs, and it drew me in with its graphics. I don't know if I'm going to play it much though. I mean, to be fair, I'm fighting a Tyrannosaurus Rex as one of the Thundercats, so I can't argue with that, because that's kind of fun. But the game seems to be quite hard, and I'm not entirely sure what the moves are. I'm betting that I have to level up and then I get moves. Oh, just said Mother Fudger there. That's very rude. This Tyrannosaurus Rex has tiny wings, comically small wings. On his arse, which is where most people would rather not have wings, I imagine. Oh, and he's done me. He's done me with his massive horn. He's standing on my corpse. Wow, that's Warzard. As I said, I'm not sure what's going on in that. Cool graphics though. This is the first of the Darkstalkers games. Now this is rock hard. It got majorly refined throughout the series. But it's on here for those who are completists. If you like Darkstalkers games, this is the compilation that you're going to need. Although I feel like you can probably buy all of these games on the Capcom arcade service on the Switch for a lot less money than it costs to import it. So this game is currently around 37 to 45 quid, depending on where you get it from. It's a physical cartridge. In the cartridge you get a couple of code sheets, and it gives you some alternate costumes and stuff. Not that exciting. You don't get any instruction manual or anything like that. It's all up to you to learn these games. Zabel here is a cheap mofo, and always has been, always will be. Look at the flashy, literal flashy graphics in the background there for the smoke. Not flashy as in good looking, but just like flickering on and off. Yeah, purpled him up good. Albert here is one of my favourite characters. He's a bit crappy in this version of the game. And it's difficult to combo with him in this, also in this version of the game. Don't know why. I just find it more difficult. And his gust move there, these magic rings, quarter circle moves in this rather than charge. So yeah, the characters' move sets or move activations change throughout the series on this. But the Darkstalkers series is one of my favourites. 2D fighting games, love them. This one's on the Saturn. You can get this Vampire on the Saturn, and it's a cracking conversion. Although it is missing some animation, I will admit that, being a Saturn apologist as I am. Oh, there's Victor versus Victor. There's a Victor off. And looks and sounds very similar, to be fair. The Saturn version is probably about 20 to 30 quid, in case you're wondering. But the sweet spot for me for this is Vampire Savior on the Saturn. It's got a lot of the content from the last two Vampire Savior games, and the nice colour palette of the original Vampire Savior, whereas the final two versions of Vampire Savior may have been interesting because of the rosters. They changed the colour palettes to all four colours for some reason, don't know why. I like Victor as a character to use and to look at. He's got some tasty punch kick style moves, one of which, in Vampire Savior anyway, fills the whole goddamn screen full of fist. So is this cartridge worth it? Like I said, you can probably get the games that you want on the download service for a lot less money. I do like a physical item though, but the physical version doesn't really come with any extras. So one thing you can do with a physical item though is trade it in if you get bored. You can't do that with a download. This is Vampire Savior, I believe. It's taking its time to load. This screen doesn't appear in the Saturn version. Dirty Barrett. secret beret. Don't know what that means. We've got some blue. The old intro. Yeah. Like I say, Vampire Saviors from the original Vampire Savior is probably my favourite of all the Darkstalkers games. Maybe my favourite 2D fighting game of all time. Probably alongside Street Fighter vs X-Men on the Saturn. They really did peak on the Saturn. Some cool ones on the Dreamcast too, don't get me wrong, but yeah, the Saturn version of this game is particularly good. It's got the whole roster available, including Pyron and Huitzel. Sasquatch, another great character. I think I like all of the characters in Darkstalkers to look at. I play some more than others, but they're all fun to use. Unlike, say, I don't know, Street Fighter 2, for instance, there are definitely characters I stay away from in that. But I'm happy to play any of the characters in Darkstalkers. They're all cool. Nicely animated, cool designs, fun moves. The hardest one to use, I find, is probably Bishamon or Anakaris, but even so, they're bloody awesome to look at. So I'm happy being a graphics whore. Yes, music's good. Loading times are alright. Yeah, if you like 2D fighting games plus one puzzle game, this might be the compilation of the year. Like I said, I do like physical items. Anyway, I'm going to go through all of the games on the cartridge. Just show you a snippet of each game from now on. And you decide for yourself. You can change the background, the border around the side of the screen there. So each game comes with its own border. But I've turned it off for a lot of games. Don't really like the border. Here's some of the weird colouring that's happening on the next version of Vampire Savior. Here you go, dirty looking intro. We get a credit for somebody at the beginning. Oh, we get different visual. So Donovan grabbing someone's hair, like he's at school, like a kid on a playground, having a fight with another kid. Some pencil sketches there. Yeah, don't like that intro as much. Oh, this is Vampire Hunter 2. But it's basically Vampire Savior with Pyron and Huitzel added. And Jeddah taken out by the looks of it. Anyway, have a look at the rest of the games. They're all emulated to the same high degree. They all have the border, they all have unlockables. It's pretty cool. It's 37 quid if you can get it cheaply, maybe in the 40s if you can't. And I recommend it, but it's a lot of fighting games. Alright then, ta-ra! Yes.
Vampire Savior 2, the Lord of Vampire. はいお嬢様。
これだけしけてるわね。
Cyberbots Full Metal Madness.
Cyberbot.
Super Puzzle Fighter 2X.